Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 1 of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Madden 24 franchise. Today we're going to run through the preseason results. As you guys can see, our first game here against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Stats for this game: Baker started, Kyle Trask finished it up with 14 for 24, 199 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So what I did during this preseason was I pretty much benched all the star players. Rachaad White did not play. I did my best to make sure Mike Evans did not play. But as you guys see, he got one pass for almost 48 yards and a TD. He played anyway. Chris Godwin did not play. I did what real life NFL preseason does. Try not to play any of my star players. Offensive line obviously played. And I just went through the games here real quick. Devin White played. Servolka Dennis played. But yeah, we're just going through the stats. This is the first game against the Steelers. We won this game. Joe Thyron played, of course, because he's playing for his life. And Vita Vea played. Like I said, I did my best. I don't know with the Madden depth charts what was going on. Winfield was not supposed to play. But as you can see there, he played anyway. But start of this game was William Golston, the backup, and our backup rusher, pass rusher. And Avery Young actually got an interception. And then we go to Chase Edmonds. I'm not a fan of Chase Edmonds. I don't want him on our team. So we're going to take the 150 Kim penalty. And we're going to cut Patrick Layard as well. Because, again, not a fan of him. And we're going to free up $1 million in cap space. Why has the 68 overall been playing that well? And this was the game against, what's the second game they played? I forgot who it was against. Not the Jets. No, it was the Jets. They played the Ravens in the third one, right? Yeah. So, as you guys can see, they both played equally here. And this is a game that Trash started. So it went, and Sean Tucker got 11 carries, 31 yards, 2 touchdowns. Short touchdowns, obviously. And Rachaad White obviously played. So how I did it, I had Baker start game 1. And I had, so I can get both quarterbacks equal playing time. Baker started game 1. Trash started game 2. And then Baker started game 3. Excuse me. With that balance, doing it that way when I'm not sure about who's going to start, they both get equal playing time to impress me. So that's why it was done that way specifically. And we just going through the stats, and this time Winfield did not play. Finally. And this is the last preseason game. Trask got nothing going at all, but Baker Mayfield 11 for 16, 2 touchdowns. Keyshawn Vaughn 14 carries, and Sean Tucker 3 for 15. And Raheem Jarrett, as you guys can see, is having a pretty good preseason. I think all of some of our lower end receivers, even Greiger had a decent preseason. And we're just gonna go look at our tackles again. Here, look at our defense. Joe Thyron, Servolka Dennis, I think I am most impressed with during this preseason. And Shaq Barrett, of course, played again. Like I said, these are just players who weren't supposed to be playing, but some of them played. What worries me is the pass rush, because it seems like we didn't develop a lot of pass rush, and we couldn't get a lot of turnovers during the preseason. However, it's time for everybody's favorite part, cutting. So first we can go to quarterbacks. And we're going to cut quarterback John Wolford. We're going to roll with 2 quarterbacks on the roster, Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask. Then we go to running back. I honestly like this group of running backs. The 3 that we have: Rachaad White, Keyshawn Vaughn, Sean Tucker. I like what we have there in the running back room. This to me is a good mix of players. And we thought about cutting Keyshawn Vaughn, to free up that 1.2 million cap space, but it wasn't worth it in hindsight. And here are the receivers that we're going to roll with after we make a few cuts here. We're going to cut David Moore. He didn't really make a lot of noise in the preseason. And Kalen Greiger is going to go. Cade Warner, excuse me. Let's see what we're going to do here. I feel like we moved Cade Warner to the practice squad, and I think Greiger just makes the team. Yep, we have 6 wide receivers here. Yeah, Greiger makes the team. Okay, tight end. It's going to be a cut city here. We're going to cut Zach Triner. We're going to cut David Wells. And I'm sure one of these guys are a long snapper. Something like that. I'm not sure what's going on here. We're going to cut Dominic Daphne. And we're going to roll with Cade Otton, Cole Keith, and Payne Durham. Of course, the left tackle, Tristan Wirfs. Ain't nothing going on there. And the guard, we got a little too much going on here. I'm okay with it for now, though. Right guard, we need to keep the 2. And then we go back to left guard to figure out our guard situation. And we're going to go ahead and cut Aaron Stiney. Frees up 1.4 million in pace and cap space. And Stiney's gone. Stiney's out of here. At center, we have 3 centers. And we're going to go ahead and cut John Molchin. Again, 2 right guards. And a right tackle, there's 2. And at left end, we have a bunch of left ends. However, Logan Hall will be playing on the right side. So we cut Pat O'Connor here. And this is what we're going to roll with for now. And at right end, again, we have a whole bunch of players here. And we're not sure what to do with. We have a lot of depth on this team at the edge rusher spot. And some of it seems like really unnecessary. So right now we're going to cut Wellington. No, we're going to move Wellington to the practice squad. And we're going to move CJ Brewer to the practice squad. At D tackle, we're looking at Mike Green here. And to me, Mike Green played decent enough to keep his job. We may look back at that later. At the left outside spot, at the edge rusher spots, we have Shaq Barrett, Anthony Nelson, and Yaya Diaby. And then we go at our off-ball linebacker spot, our middle linebacker spot. And this was very tough decisions here. Except this one. USS Gilbert is out of here. JJ Russell moves to the practice squad. And then we look at the other edge rusher spot. Just tough decisions everywhere. Charles Snowden made a good enough impression to go to the practice squad. And cornerbacks, we have a plethora of corners. As you can see. And not everyone here can make the team. And there were some corners who, again, like I said, I went through the preseason. I was impressed with a lot of them, as Isaac and Gardner go straight to the practice squad here. And Josh Hayes, guys, he was a tackling machine, I felt like, in the preseason. And I don't think his stats reflected that at all. But I was a fan of how he played in the preseason. And this was one of my toughest decisions right here. I liked how D. Delaney played in the preseason, and I desperately wanted to keep him on the roster. So we'll come back to that later. Maybe. And Avery Young was the only player in preseason who I do believe got an INT. I was impressed with him during the preseason. Very, very much. And Avery has some good stats that we can build off of. So what we're going to do is move Nolan Turner to the practice squad. At kicker, we only have Chase McCollum and punter Jake Camarda. So now we go back to free safety. There's one player we need to cut to get this roster down to 53. We're trying to look at where to go. And this is one of the hardest cuts we have to do for the team. But Coach Rashon Green has made a decision. Rashon Green is going to move Rodarius Williams to the practice squad. And that's our main 53. And then we go to the free agency. We're going to add players to our practice squad. I believe we have 2 more spots on our practice squad to fill up. So we're looking at players who are practice squad eligible. Micah Carter there. He's going to get picked up soon. There's no way in hell that he should be there. Same with Amari Rogers. Ain't no way in hell he should be there. However, looking at this, you see this man right here I keep coming back to? Chauncey Golston. Yeah, we're going to look at Amari Rogers, though, of course. And Amari Rogers. 5'9", 212, 23-year-old, 30-year man out of Clemson. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization. But there was another man I was looking at. 6'5", 268, left end, 25 years old, out of Iowa. Another power rusher, someone who can potentially get after the quarterback for us. Chauncey Golston. I'm liking what I see from Chauncey Golston right now. I really like what I see. Chauncey Golston. And I almost signed him to the active roster. However, welcome to the Tampa Bay Buccaneer organization. And that right there, dude, I do believe fills out our practice squad. I'm looking at Brandon Stevens here too as a potential corner, because this team does need help in the cornerback department. And so we go look at corners here overall. And maybe we have one more position on the practice squad open, because we're looking at corners pretty hard. Looking at players who can match with our scheme that we want to run. And we're going to be running a tight-knit man-to-man screen, man-to-man scheme, 3-4 defense. And we're just looking at players who can match what we do. Maybe players that we can potentially coach up to be the next best thing in the Tampa Bay Buccaneer system. Who knows? But there was a guy at the top that I liked. 6'4", 185, 89 speed. Let's go back up to him. His height really intrigues me. Nahshon Wright. His height intrigues me a lot. And we are going to go ahead and sign him to our practice squad. So now we look at the official roster here. At quarterback, Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask. Running back, Rachaad White, Sean Tucker, Keyshawn Vaughn. I like Tucker enough to put him at running back number 2 over Keyshawn Vaughn. And we're going to go ahead and do something here. That 44 I'm not a fan of 44 for my running backs. If he was a fullback, maybe. Looking at the different numbers, and you know, I did some little research. I did a little background information. Sean Tucker will wear number 34 for our Tampa Bay Buccaneers this upcoming season. Rookie out of Syracuse, really big fan of what he did during the preseason. Even though he didn't do much. I like the flashes that was shown. I like his speed. And I think him and Rachaad White make a perfect 1-2 punch. It's not like the thunder and lightning that traditional teams like to run. Because Sean Tucker is a do-it-all back. He can give you the power. He can give you the speed. And Rachaad White, an exclusive back. But then we go to Payne Durham, the rookie out of Purdue, who will be playing fullback for us this year, but also will be a tight end for us. Payne Durham will be given number 44 for this year. And to me, he just looks like a bona fide fullback with that. And he still looks like a tight end with that number. Ryan Jensen and Robert Hainsey at the center position. And this is what our defense is looking like right now. Canty on one side, Hall on the other side. Vita Vea, Sanat, Green makes the team. Yaya Diaby at the edge rusher spot. Joel Ramirez at the other edge rusher spot. David and White in the middle. Winfield at safety. Ryan Neal at safety. Jamil Dean. Carlton Davis. Zion McCollum. This is going to be a really, really tough team right here, I hope. Again, we're just all hoping that everything goes right with this team. Here's our specialist. We're going to have Chris Godwin as our slot receiver. Rachaad White as our third down back. Keyshawn Vaughn as our power back. So Vaughn is still getting snaps here. And this is our whole practice squad right here. We added Turner, as you guys seen. So week 1 is coming up against the Minnesota Vikings. We're going to go ahead and set our win goal here. I don't think this team is very good. I don't think we're going to be very good. So we're going to go ahead and set 4 wins. We can probably get up to 7 though. And Joe Tyron had a pretty good preseason. So that's who the breakout for is for week 1. Joe Tyron Shoyinka. Can he accomplish his goal in week 1 to get his breakout? And then we have our week 1 press conference. How do you stop the Vikings? They have a great offense. So we have to get on them on defense. We got to disrupt Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson. We got to stop the pass. Can we do that in week 1? Coming up very soon. Leave a like to find out. Subscribe if you're excited for the Tampa Bay Buccaneer franchise as much as I am. Week 1 coming soon.